Hello, folks. I'll be online in just a minute. Don't go away. Okay, I think we're ready to get started. Thanks for coming in. We got 10 people right at the start. That's kind of nice. Please be sure to chat and say some things today. I appreciate the chat. It gives me something to talk about. Okay, so today I'm looking at pictures of mountain climbers. What today's cartoon is going to be Donald Trump, and he's reached the top of the mountain. He's planting the American flag, and the mountain is going to be the Republican elephant with his big butt stuck in the air. And the gag is that that Trump is planting the American flag in the Republican elephant's butt, in the manner of a mountain climber planting the flag at the top of the mountain. Tiggy15 writes, "Excuse my ignorance, but are you the artist of all the drawings on Kaggle?" I am not. Kaggle.com includes about 100 cartoonists, top cartoonists from around the world. I'm but one of the cartoonists and the namesake behind the site. All right. So, for today's cartoon, it is Trump planting that flag on Republican elephant. So, I've got to figure out what the posture is of mountain climber planting the flag. So I need to kind of think about this for a minute. Oh, I've gotten notices from Twitch today that they're starting a new service where they display the comments in real time when you play the video back. And I'm kind of interested to see that. That sounds pretty cool. This will be the first video under this new Twitch policy. Still, I've got your Twitch comments showing up here in the video, and if you comment on YouTube, I see your comment, but it won't show up on the screen. So if you're on YouTube and you want to show up on the screen, head over to Twitch. Alright, so mountain climber. I think I want the mountain to go in this direction. Elephant butt in this direction. I need to decide whether the elephant is clothed or dead, or actually when you get something stuck in your butt, it's kind of fun to have an expression that you would not have if you were dead getting a flag stuck in your butt. So I think I'm going to have him be alive. Just figuring out the position of the elephant here. His hand has got to express some stress. He's getting a flag up his butt. Alright, and then here's going to be a little Trump. This is the top of the mountain over here. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, if you notice that I haven't switched the setup so you can see what I'm drawing and I'm still on something wrong, send something in chat and say, Daryl, switch your screen. Because, I don't always look. So Trump, see, I was looking through all of these mountain climber photos, and there's not a good standard position in the photos that I'm seeing for placing the flag. But you think of placing the flag as having I'd say a arm outstretched, and then a flag like that. Now the flag has to be above the hand. Maybe looking like that. Hand on hip. Foot up like that. Like that. Maybe that's our scene, huh? Trump. Mountain climber. All right. I need to decide whether I want to draw the flag or drop in an image on the flag. Let's see if I... Flags are a hassle to draw with all the little stars. Then you look at it and some people say, well, you don't have the right number of stripes and you don't have the right number of stars. And that's because it's hard to draw because it's all too little. All right. Hey, Tiggy15! Thank you so much for following. I really appreciate it. I really need the follows. So you got us over 200. You're the guy who got us over 200, Tiggy15. Okay, so here is the mountain. Elephant head. Not that much of a trunk because the trunk doesn't really do anything for the composition today, I don't think. Trunk just kind of defines that the mountain is trailing off to the left. There's his butt. He's up on his knees to get his butt in the air. Alright, I think I'm going to have to put him in a suit because if I have him naked getting the flag up his butt, that's too much for the editors. These are general circulation newspapers, huh? Hmm. The arm can be short. It's not really necessary except to give a little expression with the position of the hand. Oh, thank you for the kind words, Tiggy15. So I think I might want the hand to go this way. Let's take a look at this for a minute and see how it looks. Does that look right? Needs to be a little bit thinner there. Show a cuff. I'm gonna sit and stew on that hand for a little bit because it looks a little bit wrong. Okay, he's gonna need wrinkles in his suit jacket. Going back like this. And let's give him some white shirt because the suit jacket's kind of pushed up a little bit. So you're gonna see the roundness of the waist, the white shirt. He's gonna have a belt here. This being the Elephant Mountain, now that I have a little distance on the time when I drew the hand, I can see how wrong it is. So think about his shoulder. Shoulder goes this way, that way. Hmm. 15 silent people watching. Maybe it needs to be a fist. Maybe that was the problem. that a try for a minute and see what I like of that. No, that looks wrong. And behind. I think maybe, well, he's going to need a collar. Let's have this arm go up this way. Bring the wrinkles out like that. That's a little better. Maybe you need to see the top of his hand instead of the bottom of his hand. Maybe I just need to flip the whole arm around. Oh, I keep wanting to draw the bottom of his hand. Let's try this. Do the same thing over again. I'm going to need to think about it some more. Hand is wrong. Hand will not remain. I just haven't figured the hand out yet. Trying on the shoe here. Well, thank you for watching, 14 people. 14 quiet, silent people. Alright, another thing I'm going to need is that I'm going too tall here, aren't I? So I'm going to need a extension. Let's put the extension up here. Where did I put my tape? Boy. Here, I think I have all my junk. Oh, there it is. It's all done the old-fashioned way, pencil on paper, until I get to Photoshop to color it. Yes, the whole hand being upside down is wrong. That's what you want from his hand, huh? I was getting too hung up on the twisted fingers and the fist and things, and from this angle the twisted fingers aren't going to look right, so I just need a hand there, and I think that's the fix it needed. Okay, a little more teeth detail so that he's showing some unhappiness with his predicament. Okay, I think the elephant's starting to get there. See, I'm putting off doing Trump in that Trump requires a little additional thought here. And we're running low on additional thought today. But I continue. So we've got wrinkles coming out of the white shirt. Shoes there. We need to lower his knee just a little bit again to make the shoe work. There, I think that works. So back to the butt, huh? Just can't get away from his butt. That's a little more fun expression, huh? Klingon warrior. Is anyone in the chat? Klingon, you are only the second patak to say anything here. My chat is too quiet. Okay, this is the mountain. Trump's position is going to be... What did I decide on before? This is standing on the mountain. Actually, he could be that same small size, and that's kind of funnier, huh? Let's try that. So his leg comes down like that, I think. That foot kind of obscures the nice stuff I have going on with his waistband there. Am I drawing too far out of the picture here? A little more of that action going on. Maybe that's a little better. So, head of Trump. So head goes. The Trumpy hair goes that way. His head comes out from his body like that, doesn't it? I gotta keep his posture or he doesn't look Trumpian. That's my phone ringing in my pocket. People tell me they can hear every little thing that goes on in here. But I don't answer the phone while I'm streaming, so I'm here all afternoon drawing this Trump drawing, which will probably take 5 hours. So sit back and relax. Dawifa writes, did you send out a tweet announcing this live draw session? I just stumbled upon it through YouTube. Glad to see another one. Oh, well, thank you for watching, Dawifa. No, I didn't send out a tweet. I probably should send out a tweet. Let me do that. Good idea, Dawifa. And nice to see you here again. I'm live streaming now on http://twitch.tv/Daryl Cagle. Come join me. There goes the tweet. Thank you, Dawifa. I'm not very good about announcing these things, and I'm not very good about keeping a schedule. So I just have to force myself to alter my procedure. Klingon Warrior writes, I Google imaged Trump supporters and stumbled hard to catch me, and I understand that keeps the audience low. Pulled across your artwork. My Trump cartoons have, you can't draw a positive cartoon. And positive cartoons really stink. It's just a negative art form. You draw a positive cartoon, it's just going to be a lousy cartoon. So my Trump is not looking good here. I'm going to need to just keep working on him until he starts looking good. So sorry, not going as fast as I'd like. Anyway, not really a supporter of any candidates, but I look to which ones are least bad, and all the people that think Trump is such a monster, I think are not paying close attention to how terrible all the other Republicans are. So, I think I've said a few times here, I'm not as negative on Trump as lots of the other guys are. Dawifa, just watch the masses watch now. Oh, because I put up the thing on Twitter. I don't get a lot of response from Twitter. I've got a lot of followers on Twitter. 78,300 followers. But they tend to be about as responsive as the people who chat when I do Twitch. I don't get a lot of response there either. Okay, I think his body does more of a face towards us. Got a little bit of retweet on Twitter. Not bad. 20 people following now on Twitch. And nobody on YouTube. Klingon Warrior. I'm just glad I don't live in the States if that man will be in charge soon. Well, I tell ya, if I was voting between Bernie and Hillary, I would vote for Bernie. If I was voting between Trump and any of the Republicans, I would vote for Trump. If I'm voting between Trump and Hillary, that's a tougher choice for me because it's a lesser of two evils situation. I think I would vote for Trump over Hillary. That said, if I was voting just as a cartoonist, both Trump and Hillary are the best cartoon candidates. I should be happy with either of them. I always said Hillary was the most wonderful cartoon candidate because of all of her history and all of the great stuff you can do with how people already know her so well. But, Trump has emerged as every bit as good a cartoon as Hillary. Don't know why I'm struggling with Trump so. Alright, his butt needs to move over so you can see the butt crack. And the flag comes up this way. A little bit ambiguous as to whether it's actually in his butt because he's got pants on, but I require that ambiguity because this is, of course, a general circulation newspaper cartoon. Oh, Trump's not looking very good, is he? I need to get his body language better. That's because that's what needs to be over here, huh? And this arm needs to swing out more. I may end up redrawing Trump a couple of times until I get him right. Do we for rights? Do you know how your Mosquito cartoon did as far as how many papers picked it up? I don't get stats from newspapers on their usage. And editors, pay very little for the cartoon service. Which is because our competitors charge them very little. Problem with editorial cartoons is that the marginal cost of adding a new newspaper subscriber is zero. You just turn on delivery, which is the same for all the syndicates. So what tends to happen is that the competition drives the price down to the marginal cost of picking up a new client, which is zero. Zero is our cost floor. And so editors tend to treat you like you're worth what they pay. And so asking them to tell you when they've used a cartoon, that's just something that's not going to happen. They decide at the last minute, they throw it in, they report to no one. Alright, I'm going to look at Trump images. In case you're wondering, this is what I'm looking at on my screen in front of me now. I'm looking at Donald Trump pictures. I had been looking at mountain climber images, and that was not very helpful. So, but I will need Trump. You know, I think this hand on the shoulder isn't working. I think the hand back here, more of an action pose. Yeah, that's better. In fact, I'll curve it. No elbow for this arm. Sometimes curving out a limb and eliminating the elbow or knee just adds to the action. So here I've got this thing going. That's a little better. Got a little more action. I need to do the same thing with his leg, huh? Leg up. Get this leg down. I'm getting a little bit better with my Trump. Just a little. Still not happy. See how that goes. 17 people are watching now. 17 silent people. I'm sorry. Wear my old man glasses. I think the legs are a little too thick. I'll thin them down a little bit. That should help. Trump is actually kind of thick. Yeah, I think the world is horrified by Trump just solely because they haven't paid attention to the other Republicans. Needs a little more angle. can have a little eagle on the top of it. Let's do that. Oop, I ran out of eagle space. Oh, Kid Scoop News is here on YouTube. Writes, do your political cartoons always represent your point of view, or do you ever think of a gag that's too good not to use even if it runs counter to your viewpoint? I tend not to think of gags that run counter to my viewpoint, but occasionally perhaps I might, and in which case that gag goes right into the dustbin. Maybe perhaps a more salient question is, do you ever have a cartoon that represents a strong opinion on a subject where you don't really have a strong opinion on that subject? And that is more of an issue that I grapple with, because that does happen. Draw a strong opinion cartoon where you have no strong opinion. That's an issue as well for some cartoonists who perhaps don't have enough strong opinions to be political cartoonists, and so drawing the opinion cartoons is not as rewarding for them. I've seen a couple of guys burn out because they just didn't have the strong opinions and the emotional stuff that goes with your strong opinions to motivate them. That looks like a flag I'm going to have to draw rather than import. One stripe, two stripes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I didn't get enough stripes. I got 11. Somebody's gonna count them and object. But if I draw it in a cartoon, it just has to be a little bit simpler, or it looks wrong in the way that it's drawn. So there's the flag with too few stripes. Okay, Donald Trump's face. Let's figure this out. Easier to draw his hair first, huh? That's the part you can't get wrong. Dawifa writes, what's the longest you've struggled to get an idea for a new cartoon? I don't struggle to get ideas for cartoons. I have lots of ideas. The problem is not getting an idea. The problem is getting a good idea. Because there are so many bad ideas. There's always something to draw. So, when I was working for a newspaper and I had a real deadline that I had to fill the hole on the page by, I had to draw whatever was the best idea I had in mind. Sometimes it wasn't such a good idea, but now that I can draw whenever I want, and I draw 2 or 3 cartoons a week, and I don't have to follow the crowd on everything because it's my syndicate, and I can look at what other people are drawing and say, oh, well, everybody's drawing that. They don't need another one from me. Then I have nice freedom. Donald. He has funny eyebrows right at the base of his hair. What strikes me about his hair is that it's like a cloud. It's like a cloud over his forehead. It's so wispy, this cloud, that you cannot really discern the hairs and the directions of the hairs in it. And cartoonists draw all these hairs in this wisp, but it really doesn't exist. It's just a cloud. And it looks to me to be very flammable. Um, because it's a cloud, it's got all the air in it. So I I think the hair that we draw on him is the hair that exists in our heads rather than on his head, because his head is the cloud, and I have to draw with lines, and it's hard to draw a cloud with lines. Okay, nose. Nose is not that long. I haven't got a good Trump in my head that I'm happy with. I mean, you can do a standard Trump. Here's the hair, and it goes back like this, like a fox, and then the eyebrows, and the eyes are squinty, and nose comes down like that, and he's got the ducky lips. You can do them like that, and it's going to be Trump, and people can understand that's Trump. But it's not good enough. I need to get him a little bit more right than I think most cartoonists care about, at least to my own satisfaction. I like the ducky lips. He's basically got two expressions. He can do these ducky lips, or he can do this big fat smile lip. I could do the big fat smile. Alright, let's try it. Kids Scoop News writes, when you were on staff at a newspaper, did you have to do a certain number of local cartoons versus national news cartoons? Yes! When I was at the Honolulu Advertiser, I could do 3 world national and 2 local a week. And before that, I was working for a local paper there where all the cartoons were local. The midweek paper. And recently, since I've lived in Nashville, I did a series over the spring and summer, for the local Alti Weekly. That was all local cartoons. And I will occasionally draw local Tennessee cartoons. Got 24 papers in Tennessee. Hopefully more soon. Not sure I like the big flat smiley mouth. I'll need to think about it some more. Do I like that Trump? I don't know. I may need to let him brew for a minute. Draw his shoe for a minute. The eyebrows don't go down, they go absolutely straight. He has very expressive upper eyelids. Well, if I'm going to do the mouth, Kid Scoop News, you prefer the hand on the hip? Hand on the hip wasn't working for me with the body language. And his hip is down here. The hand would need to be here. More like that. And what that does is makes him have less of a action pose. I think I'm going to go with the ducky lips. Rethink his eyes. Make his nose a little shorter. Doesn't have a long nose. So let's get I have to draw him a few times before I'm happy with him. I'm not happy with my Trump at all. Let's start him over. Move the head out a little bit more. See if that helps. Put his head all the way over here. You can always make a head too big in a cartoon. A little more hair. So, eyebrows will be okay. Maybe that's a little more right. Now, best political hair since Ronald Reagan, writes Kid Scoop News. That is true. I think the best political hair of all was George Washington. Wonderful political hair. Alright, what am I going to do for this friggin' mouth that gives me so much trouble? I'm still not satisfied with this body either. Might just figure that out in the final. Do I want the wide mouth? I'm not happy with it. You know, if you struggle with somebody too long, they start always looking wrong. And ducky lips are more fun, aren't they? Hey folks, there's 16 of you watching. I need some more follows. Follow me. I appreciate it. Well, there's a problem. His hand should be bigger. As should this hand. That hand needs to be more straight up and down. That leg needs to be more straight up and down. That's a problem. So the weight on this leg. Thin his legs up a little bit. Okay, that helps. Alright, let's draw the face again. Let's turn him a little more to the right. I'm going to put the nose over here. That helps. I should have done that in the beginning. Still not right. What if I do full profile? Is that better? I may be struggling with Trump for a while here. I'm gonna try an entirely new face, see if I'm happy with it. Just not satisfied with my Trump. So here. Face. Kid Scoop News writes, if you were to guess at the outcome of the fall election, do you think Trump will actually win? I think he's got a chance. People don't like Hillary. If he runs against Hillary, got a good chance. What would be interesting is if there's a third party doesn't win it outright and it goes to the House to decide. Question is, are the Republicans going to pick one of their cronies? And that If the Republicans throw out the actual nominee in the voting and they pick a crony, that could devastate the Republican Party. Because Trump's being voted for precisely to say that people don't like the cronies. Well, I think he's looking a little better there. Kid Scoop News, you should come over to Twitch, where your comments show up on the screen, and come give me a follow. I'm only live streaming to YouTube because it's convenient to have the videos also show up there. Okay, he's got the ducky lips here. Do I like that Trump better? I think I like him better. If I'm, you know, if you're liberal with his hair, you can't really get him wrong. People know who it is. But I just need to be a little more satisfied than just identifying who he is. Okay, Trump. Kid Scoop News. So you have Twitch freezes up on you or something? Twitch seems pretty reliable to me. I'm watching it over here on my laptop to the right. That's where I look when I look to the right. Eyebrows need to be closer to the eyes, don't they? When he squints, his eyebrows come down into his eyeballs. Well, thank you, Kid Scoop News. Just go over there and subscribe to me, and then you'll get a little prompt when I do a new video. Follow, I mean, not subscribe. Subscribe has a different meaning on Twitch. Cloth wrinkles in here, and he's got another leg there. I think you're not gonna see his other shoe. Maybe you can see it here. Give a hint of other shoe over there. Now where am I gonna sign it? There, and perhaps there. Because if I put it over here, that's going to be bothersome. I've got a pretty flat horizon going on. A little more elbow. A little more elbow. That helps. Less knee. More knee. All right. I'm kinda thinking that I've got him working. Just kinda. Anything else I want to fix? Am I pleased with it? 11 stripes on the friggin' flag. Okay. I'm gonna go to finish. Weefa writes, as I was working on a drawing today, I tried talking out loud as if I had a video audience watching. Not easy. You know, it's an acquired skill. When I started doing this, I was much more mumbly and speaking in incomplete sentences and such. I would read people's comments poorly. And my tech guru master Theo gave me a thorough report on all the things I need to do better, and I'm still working on that stuff. So, you know, it helps to have critics sometimes. But yeah, and what's interesting too is sometimes, hey, Kid Scoop News, nice to see you here. Cartoon Man, oh, that's who you are. I had no idea that Cartoon Man is who you are. So nice to see you here, Kid Scoop News. Okay, am I ready to draw this? I think so. I could drop his pants. If I drop his pants, the editors aren't going to print it. This is about as close as I can get to doing a flag in the butt joke, is to have his pants up. Okay, this is gonna be running tall. It's kind of a square cartoon, isn't it? That's bad. I'm gonna stretch it out to be a little more horizontal in Photoshop. Dawifa writes, critics that are out for your best interest are worth their weight in gold. Oh, thank you, Dawifa. That is true. I'm just taping this to my vellum, because you see how often I spin the paper around. I'm gonna have to start on the right, so all these things that are hard to draw are not the things I do first. So let's do this big that was kind of hard to draw. I couldn't talk while I was trying to think of where the cloth goes. Does that look right? That wrinkle's wrong. He's gonna need a bit of grounding here on his knee. Theo tells me the video output on YouTube is choppy. Is it looking better on Twitch, Theo? Because it's not looking bad to me. I think my only solution for that would be to restart, which is kind of a time-consuming hassle. I have no extraneous programs running, so it shouldn't be, I think it shouldn't be a problem with the computer. It should be a problem with YouTube, or my connection to YouTube. But people aren't really watching YouTube. If it's okay on Twitch, I think we're okay. Okay, here's the tongue on the shoe. Both Twitch and YouTube. Well, alright, I can restart. YouTube folks, are you getting a choppy video? Give me a comment. My own video on Twitch is looking choppy. So if you need me to quit and come back, I shall do that. No response, folks. Quit and come back. Get rid of the choppiness. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Tell you what, I'm gonna quit, reboot, come back. See you in just a few minutes. It's gonna take a few minutes for me to restart because my default settings will screw up. Yep, choppy. Thank you for that. Okay. All right, folks. Don't go away. Well, I have more people online now. Am I on the... I hate to quit and come back. Tell you what, let's see if I can just quit OBS and come back. So I'm going to stop streaming and come right back. Hope you didn't leave me. We'll see if this is any better now. That was restarting OBS. If it's still bad, I'll need to restart the whole computer, which will take a little longer. Let me know how your picture is, if it's still choppy. And thanks for staying with me. Hey, 38 people now. That's great. They must have me up on the Jumbotron or something. Do they? Let me know. Am I up on the Jumbotron? If so, that's an argument not to quit and reboot. Those Jumbotron visits are nice opportunities. Klingon warrior playing his video games while he watches. Well, good. Still looks pretty choppy to me on Twitch. What do you think? Give me your opinion. Should I reboot and try to make it better? No opinions, folks. Alright, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna reboot, see if I can get this thing to not be so choppy. Well, then I look at it and it looks like it's not quite so choppy. Then I look again and it's choppy. Alright, I'm gonna reboot. We're gonna see what's gonna happen here. Stuttery but okay, says Kidscoop News. Well, now I'm gonna reboot. So don't go away. I'll be back as soon as I have finished my reboot. Thank you, folks. Back in just a minute. Off.